Hey guys, check out Italian Wine Unplugged 2.0, brought to you by Mama Jumbo Shrimp, a fully updated second edition, reviewed and revised by an expert panel of certified Italian wine ambassadors from across the globe. The book also includes an edition by Professore Attilio Scienza, Italy's leading vine geneticist. To pick up a copy today, just head to Amazon.com or visit us at mamajumboshrimp.com.
Welcome to The Next Generation. I'm Victoria Cece. Join me as we chat with young Italian wine people shaking up the wine scene. We're going to geek out on a grape or grape fam, then hear about all the wild wine things our guests have been up to, from vineyard experiments to their favorite wine bars.
Buongiorno, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of The Next Generation. No matter where you're tuning in from, buongiorno, buon pomeriggio, buonasera, I don't know. Hope you have a glass in hand. And if it's morning, cheers to you. It's Sunday, or whatever day you're listening to this. Now, today, as you know or may not know, we got two groovy things going on. We got a fun grape to chat about from the Italian Wine Unplugged 2.0 book. And then we have a wonderful guest, the lovely Mckenna Cassidy, who is a VIA student, recent VIA Academy, the Vinitaly International Academy. And we're going to chat a little bit with her about her evolution in the wine world and all the fun, groovy things she's up to. But before we do that, we have to do our little Grape 101, Italian Grape 101. You ready? Let's go. So I have been recently diving more into the grape groups, these grape families. Not all of them are families because not all of them are related. But as we know, families don't always have to be related. But we're not going to confuse you. We have Scienza to go into those details, those genetic details. So, Colorino. Have you heard of it? Maybe you have. You should know what Colorino is because you will find it in one of your favorite wines. I can't say it's your favorite wine, but a very, very well-known wine. And it is, drumroll, Chianti. Chianti Classico, Chianti Montepulciano, Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, and then a few other DOCs. You'll find Colorino. So I guess you can use those context clues to figure out where Colorino is from. Tuscany. So Tuscany is Colorino's home. Now, there are a few group members in the Colorino group. You have, first I should say, they're all red. As you can, another context clue is Colorino, color. It's red. It's colored. So the primary group member is Colorino del Valdarno, and that's the one you're going to find in Chianti blends and other in the Chianti Classico, DOCG, and Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, and as well as the Monte Carlo DOC. And then when it comes to the other group members, we have Colorino di Pisa, Colorino di Lucca, and Colorino Americano. And I honestly need to do some research because I have just learned about this Colorino Americano and I want to know more about it. But as you can see with the two others, Colorino di Pisa and Colorino di Lucca are these grapes of specific places. Pisa and Lucca, both awesome places to visit in Tuscany. And find some Colorino if you can. So a little more details on Colorino as a group. So right from the book, we see that it says, the Colorinos form a group of distinct varieties, but all members play a similar role. Again, distinct varieties. They are added to wine to boost the color, colorino, boom. During harvest time, they can easily be picked out in the vineyard, as their leaves turn dark red near maturation. Of the four main Colorino group members, Colorino del Valdarno shows the best winemaking potential. That's why you see it in these blends more predominantly. The others are much lesser grown nowadays. I'm sure they're plentiful, with farmers at one point. Like I said, Colorino, no matter the member, are usually in a blend and rarely vinified alone. So that's what you got to know about Colorino. Now it's time to bring on our guest, Mckenna. Are you ready?
Hi, Mckenna.
Hi.
So, how are you? Welcome to Verona.
Thank you. It's my first time. I'm delighted to be here.
Cool. So,
Yeah.
Where are you coming from?
I'm originally from Phoenix, Arizona, but I live in Hoboken, across the Hudson River from New York.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Edgewater. I know we chatted a bit about
We
this.
did, yes.
So
We have
funny.
mutual friends from the area.
I know. It's so weird. Like when you know the same people and then you just all of a sudden in this
And then
little
we meet
room in Verona
in
together
another city, yes. It's a very
recording
small
a
room.
podcast. It's a small room. This is like very cozy. Like we are in Italian personal space right now.
Totally European in our
Yeah.
space.
I met you like 3 seconds ago and we're already face to face.
It's good. Yeah, it's really good to be here.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about why you came to Verona for VIA.
Oh, yeah. I heard about this a couple months ago. Obviously, we don't have a ton of turnover time between you get in and you get to come, but I started in the wine industry 2.5 years ago through an internship in Napa Valley, and then I started to work in sales and distribution on the East Coast, and that's where I met past VIA ambassadors who spoke really highly of the program. So after finishing my certified somm last fall, I just was still in learning mode, wine obsessed mode, and felt really grateful to get into VIA.
Oh, super cool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's good. I'm obsessed with wine.
So what made you go the Italian wine route?
Yeah, my distributor has a really cool portfolio called Maze Row. I think the Maze Row brands actually have, like you do a podcast with Allegrini, with Tornatore, with Piero Pan, and I sell those brands in New Jersey. And I work for our on-premise only like kind of division, so we specialize in that luxury portfolio, and I'm obsessed with those wines and their brand stories. I think they're really special. And seeing the connection between the Maze Row wine merchants and VIA was super encouraging.
Super. Well, it's awesome to have a literal rep from New Jersey. For
I'm
lack of a better pun.
I'm a wine rep. Yeah.
But, so awesome. And so how did you start this love of wine? Like, where did it begin?
I grew up in Arizona and had no knowledge of wine. I went to the University of Notre Dame for college, go Irish. And I actually started I started engineering actually. I loved like the team building, the group projects, the problem solving, but I realized that I would rather communicate to someone why they should use the bridge than how to build the bridge. I realized I didn't really want to or care about how the bridge was built. I'd rather sell it to someone. I didn't even realize that was sales at the time. So I made a 180-degree turn, and I took a liberal arts education after first semester freshman year. It's called the Program of Liberal Studies. You read great texts from ancient Greece and Rome all the way up through present day and talk about them. During that time, I wrote my senior thesis on Renaissance Florentine dining culture, where I got to travel from study abroad in Scotland back to Rome and Florence to do research. And here is where my love of Italy developed. Of course, there is the story of my parents going on their 40th anniversary, coming back from Tuscany, and our lives changed. They repainted our whole kitchen. We started to drink wine at every meal. Everything was different. And then I had my own experiences later on, just traveling solo through the different parts of the country. So therein, the liberal arts education turned into an interview with E&J Gallo Winery, actually.
Okay.
And I interned at Lewis and Martini Winery in the Napa Valley, doing wine tours and estate tastings. And when I learned that I could be in wine hospitality for a living, I didn't want to do anything else.
That's so cool. Okay, it's crazy how many random things we have in common. First of all, I didn't go to Notre Dame, but I went to NYU and I did liberal studies.
Oh, amazing.
But we had
I think highly of liberal arts.
Yeah, me too. I was the same. I went in and I wanted to be a diplomat. I don't know what the heck was in my brain, but I was like, and again, I didn't veer off too much, but I chose to go the liberal studies route.
Yeah.
And then we had GLS, which is global liberal studies.
Okay.
And I studied abroad in Florence.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
We don't need to talk about my thesis. It was great, but it was a big topic. But I feel you when you're like, liberal studies, and I'm like,
it is the most freeing, enlightening path. You feel like you just study goodness, truth, and beauty every day. You actually come away from class feeling like I can be a better human being based on what I learned today. It's so cool.
No, it's actually really true. And there's this one class I always think about that I had that was really influential. It was called The Soul, Self, and the Mind. The way our professor would really put together different philosophy texts from different schools of thought and parallel them. I would come out and I'd be like, who am I? What am I doing? And
it
actually,
makes you question, totally.
And Joy, our producer, made fun of me because I was reading Herschel the other day, and she's like,
just for fun.
Just for fun. And she was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm not working. And she's like, yeah, but that's
That's like me reading Ovid's Metamorphoses in my free time.
I'm like, Yeah.
I eat this stuff up.
Yeah, I'm
it's
sure
so
he
good.
drank wine. Maybe.
Oh, completely.
They all did, probably.
Yeah. That's so cool.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh. So, Arizona to Hoboken.
Yep. People are like, why are you in New Jersey? Well, there's this leadership program with Gallo that's really well respected. I have learned a ton doing it. So being in Notre Dame, obviously, in the Midwest, they were like, where do you want to go? Let's pick an area in the Northeast. So I chose New Jersey because I'd never been.
First of all, you don't need an excuse to why you live in New Jersey.
You'd be surprised how many people question me.
I know, but people love to hate on New Jersey. That's a thing for another
but
podcast.
Every person I've met there is fabulous. I have no issues.
Yeah, we're cool.
Yeah, you are cool.
You know what's going on with
See?
us. That's it.
I vibe.
You're fine.
Yeah.
I have a random question for you.
Tell
Do
it.
you drink Arizona wine?
It's a great. I was actually contemplating this yesterday because Professor Shenzo was talking about how I think it was the gentleman Viala who traveled through Texas, Arizona, all the way to California to try to find ancient rootstocks that would help compensate for the tragedy of phylloxera. And I'm looking at the map. He traveled directly through Pine Top, Arizona, where my family has a cabin. There's an area up there called Page, but also a few other areas that make sparkling wine called Chupacabra, and a few just like indigenous grapes that they grow there. So some good sparkling, some good lighter bodied reds, and some whites. During COVID, my family and I went to taste. So it's actually called Jerome. That's where they have a bunch of wine tasting rooms. Yeah.
So where is that? Because like I have family in Arizona, but they're like they're not near. They're like, do you know where like Gilbert is? Like
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, like that area.
So Phoenix is the central and like the lower valley, and these areas for wine growing be a little higher altitude, actually up to a couple thousand feet. Like north of the city, kind of a 2-hour drive. Kind of just in the Sedona area.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of like
I know where
wine in
Sedona
Sedona. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So
Sedona's
you could do a wine tour of Arizona. They won't be, in my experience, as knock your socks off as some other areas in the world. However, refreshing, nicely made, a really cool representation of the terroir.
I mean, and also just looking at the sunset in freaking Sedona, the sky.
Yeah, the
Like,
sky
I could probably
is
drink
so.
anything.
You could drink anything and be like, "This is the best moment of my
great
life." Like
moment of my
that is my struggle. I can't find it anywhere else in the world. The sky in Arizona is massive.
Are you enjoying this podcast? Don't forget to visit our YouTube channel, Mama Jumbo Shrimp, for fascinating videos covering Stevie Kim and her travels across Italy and beyond, meeting winemakers, eating local foods, and taking in the scenery. Now, back to the show.
So do you find that there's like a cool like wine like drinking scene in Arizona? Like
I would say that the food and beverage industry, particularly in Phoenix, is extremely like innovative, competitive, and like awesome right now. Like people are really being creative with what they're doing, and I know that when I lived there for the longest time, I actually was underage, so I didn't have a ton of experience with it. But every time I go home, I'm impressed with kind of the ingenuity of the wine lists and how I think the somms and the creatives behind that are being really, really thoughtful about creating a balanced wine list that's exposing people to different flavors, textures, and like wines, different bodies of wines to try to teach people through the wine list. And I think that's inherently important in creating a wine list.
yeah, absolutely. And keeping it diversified and
Totally. It's easy to be super basic in Phoenix, but like you don't have to be basic.
It's so funny. I mean,
Love you, Phoenix.
There are places that like it's very basic is like it's very much the norm, and it's that word basic.
It's easy to stay comfortable, but to keep growing, you want to keep learning.
Do you find Hoboken basic?
No, because the variety of humans that go to St. Anne Catholic Church are hilarious and awesome and genius. So
Are you Catholic?
I go to the church across the street from me.
Oh, so sweet.
It's awesome. Like you've got everyone from Joe to Anne Marie to the youth. Like it's awesome. So people have been there for a long time. People who are new.
Churches are great. Like they're just such a like obviously historically speaking, than like just the social phenomenon of it all from like the past to now. Like that's super cool because you get such a mix, especially in the area like North Jersey, because there's so many different kinds of people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So many ethnicities, religions, languages. It's like incredibly diverse, which I find awesome. It's been cool learning in wine too, as someone who enjoys practicing my faith, the history and connection between the church and wine. Obviously not always positive, but the transplantation of vines from place to place because we needed them in the Mass, and the connection of monks, you know, kind of reviving wine culture in certain areas. And a lot of like historical sites in my faith are connected to wine. So I just think that's pretty powerful. Encouraged me to learn more.
Same, absolutely. I'm not a very practicing Catholic. I have my sacraments.
Bless. Nice.
I have not. I probably should go to confession. But that's not the point. I can confess in this podcast, please. Are you guys ready? But
everyone's on the edge of their seat.
I know. I'm like, what happened to me last night? But that would be such a funny podcast. Someone's gonna steal this. It's like the night. It's like the
we're putting that idea out
the
there.
night before church or like something.
Yeah.
But speaking of which,
of course,
where do you go out and hang in Hoboken after church or before church?
yeah, of course. You always hit up. So it's funny because most of the restaurants in Hoboken are my accounts. So I actually often avoid hanging at my accounts.
Okay.
But there's a handful of really great quality cocktail bars. I'm sure people who are familiar with Hoboken are familiar with the Madison Anthony David's, Elysian, Stingray, Bin 14, etc. I usually range in Uptown Hoboken because it's closer to where I live. And
Uptown Hoboken.
Uptown.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, downtown you're going to be smashing high noons.
It's like this big. It's like
I know, but there's a difference.
No, you're right.
It's true.
I've seen it.
Yeah, you've seen it firsthand.
Yeah. I have no
It's fun
comment.
to migrate between the poles.
Yeah, it also depends on the night time.
It totally depends on the day of the week.
Yeah.
It could be anything at any time.
So do you like find yourself going more into the city with the path, or do you like go down to Jersey City?
Oh, to hang in my free time, you mean? When I'm not studying for VIA, I am. Yeah, I often go into New York City. I go to Greenpoint a lot. My friends are Catholic missionaries in Greenpoint.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's called Shalom Catholic Community. They're Catholic, but Shalom means peace. So even though it sounds Jewish, it's not.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a wonderful, we're all like upper 20s, like really cool community there in Greenpoint. So I pilgrimage over there every weekend basically, and then I hang in Hoboken. My friends, we love to like go to brunch. I love to go on hikes in New Jersey. I think going up north into like Connecticut, upstate New York is really beautiful. So I love to be outside. Just a little harder to extract yourself from the city than it is maybe some other cities, but it's good.
Wow, you're so adventurous in my state. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Greenpoint's great. It's such a cozy area of Brooklyn. It's you have me missing because I lived in New York for some time, and it's like I'm like missing those little. I grew up like literally near where you live, so it's like stuff I am like
amazing.
very nostalgic. But that's awesome. No, I love, and I'm so happy you brought up the church and everything because I recently, I always think about it, but being like I always think about my like my Catholic like faith growing up and like how much like that kind of gave us this foundation with wine and food and like understanding how much, especially Italian wine, how much the church defined it. And like I mean, and I don't know, we just don't think about these things that like the church was, you know, the old like really had the group of people who were literate for some time and were able to record all these things. And
is there a particular memory or thing you're thinking of that makes you think?
I don't know. I think because I'm Italian American and like you know, growing up with like a grandma and grandparents that are very like, you know, in like Jersey, Catholic, Roman Catholic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have so many memories and like that's it. You're asking me the questions now. Damn.
It's okay. You can think about it while we talk.
I don't know. And this is not specifically a Catholic memories, like in this. I mean, in that sense, but like I always think of like my dad and my grandfather dipping their bread in wine. And like, especially on a Sunday, because you always go to your grandparents like on Sunday after church, right? And like, kind of like those little symbols of like the wine being like the blood and the bread, and then like seeing it together at the table is like a very visual memory. It's very simple, and like I don't know, these just little things.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'll eat bread and wine like in the evenings outside of the Mass when it's not consecrated as the body and blood of Christ, and I'm like, this tastes so good together. But it is amazing. I mean, I've had a cup of wine in my hands weekly since 2nd grade, up until COVID when they took the blood of Christ away for the Mass. It's actually coming back this week in New Jersey, so I'm really excited about that.
I'm the worst. I didn't even know that.
No, it's fine. I just learned that because someone told me, like, recently. So it's just kind of interesting, like, that wine was the thing that was taken away during the pandemic of disease and kind of separation, and now that we're back together, wine is being reintroduced, obviously optional. But I think the value of the discussion is, like, in one of the world's most popular religions, like, Jesus chose wine. And, like, why is that? That drives me a lot to learn more about wine. Obviously, it's part of the culture, but it's not the American sense of, like, in America, we drink wine by itself all the time. We drink wine to get drunk. We drink wine in excess, and we don't understand what it is. And, of course, that's a broad generalization of my generation, maybe.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I just find a lot of, I'm always kind of teaching and educating a lot of my peers on what alcohol is, what wine is, how it kind of ties in. And I noticed that, and this is no shock, but a lot of other cultures, like, you order a glass of wine, you get a little bite of food. So it's that constant, like, accompaniment, nourishment, and a drink together that I think, like, incites community more. Yeah. So I think that's cool.
No, absolutely. And, like, I see, especially, like, with like, the example I was giving of the bread and the wine, it's, like, the nourishment aspect, and, like, it always comes down to, and, like, in the sense of wine has always been there. It's been a symbol of community for ages. It's been, something people, it was I can't say it was a tool for survival, but in the sense of times when they didn't have, like, clean water, you know what I mean? It was used, it was always around.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's something that, it's making me think of that book. Do you know the book, the one that, like, talks about the history through food, and it's, like, beer, salt?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like you start to realize, and you start to realize how much of how many different things are so aligned, basically,
Absolutely.
But that's amazing.
If I may share one cool thing I learned through VIA studies, I started to read a lot of what I was learning analogously through, like, the lens of my, like, faith and what I believe. So, for example, the Lambrusco vine, which I only learned through VIA, which is very cool. The Lambrusco vine was a wild vine. It only kind of rested on the floor of the forest where it was wet and disease-ridden and stuff. And that kind of feels like me as a person without my faith. And then, like, kind of when you actually, like, trellis the vine and you bring it up towards the light and you put it on some stakes and you let it reach out and breathe out a little bit, it becomes cleansed, brightened, the fruit's healthier, the fruit's more delicious. And I think, like, that's a cool, like, relationship with God, so.
I like how you found that. Yeah. Well, because in religion, monotheistic religions, like, it's always been the aspect of kind of the mankind has always been, well, not mankind, but, like, the inner feminist in me hates using the man thing, but it's like, you know what I mean? I'm also Catholic, so it's like man.
Women and men need each other.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Exactly. But man, like, has to lead, like, spread the message kind of thing. It's not something that happens, like, out of nowhere.
That, like, stewardship.
Exactly,
like,
stewardship is
correct.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's beautiful, and it's it also historically, you think, like you said with Jesus, it's like where he was from and, like, that zone, and it's like it, now a lot of people going back to the origins of where wine is really from.
Right.
It's like to see that journey,
Isn't that amazing?
And it's,
totally.
And it's not a linear journey, you know what I mean? And I mean, nothing in life is linear, of course, but
are you getting it? Like, a lot of native grapes came from Syria,
exactly.
Israel, that whole area of the world, absolutely.
The Fertile Crescent, those things,
correct.
Those places. No, it's in. No, it's interesting. So now you're, like, having me thinking of other thesis ideas. Right? It's like,
there's so many theses to be written.
But what I'm really thinking of is we need to do a nice church tour in Italy.
Amen. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I would love to do it, and then find all the wine motifs
involved.
and we'd be like, she's drinking in that one. What's she drinking? What do you think she's drinking?
It's just relevant. Like, that's the moral. Is, like, it's relevant.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wine is really the unifier.
I agree. I concur.
Absolutely. And it really is in downtown Hoboken. Just kidding.
Yes.
Don't drink. I don't know
Maybe
what they
skip
drink.
the wine.
Yeah, downtown. Oh, gosh. I'm trying to keep my silence on that
For
topic.
a hard seltzer instead.
I know. Just to say, the last time I
Yeah,
was
of course.
there, it was Halloween because, like, my friends wanted to go, and I was like, I'm not going.
Oh, no.
It's
Halloween is
do
crazy.
not. I shouldn't even be admitting on air that I was in Hoboken on Halloween one year. But my friends, like,
Tragic.
really wanted to, like, they had this thing, like, they wanted to go there. And I got there late.
Yeah.
And I literally got in a fight, well, like not a real fight, but I argued with a bouncer because they had like this line, and I was like, listen, I'm not with a group, my friends are in there, like, just let me in, I'm gonna leave in 10 minutes. And then he was just being like, he would not let me in, and the line was like 5 miles long. I was like, is this for real? Like, I was like, and everyone was just like, it was
Made
so.
your friends come out and go
and just,
somewhere else. Yeah, that's tough.
And like everyone gets crazy down there. Sorry, no shade.
does.
Sorry, downtown Hoboken,
so
but
much
yeah.
love.
That's the mild version of that. But yeah.
This sounds like a difficult moment.
Yeah, yeah. But again, thank you so much. Oh, I have to ask you this one question
please.
before you go because you're a VIA student.
Tell it.
How do you feel about the exam?
I'm honestly pretty excited for the exam. I'm waiting. I needed to give me like a
Right.
benchmark of what I know. and-
Excited?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Okay.
I'm like pretty jazzed to take it.
No, that's refreshing to hear someone say I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I don't have time to feel down in the dumps. I'm just really eager to take it.
Wow.
That is an authentic answer.
That is an authentic answer.
Yes.
No, I see it in your face. You're just like,
Am I
I'm
not
ready.
aglow right now?
Yeah, you're
I'm very
glowing
ready.
about an exam. But no, I understand, and I think it's something that comes with like doing a lot of tests and just kind of rolling with it because you know it's
Yeah.
coming, and it's like there's kind of I get kind of a high when I take exams sometimes,
pretty hype.
where it's
Totally.
like I'm gonna do this thing, even if I'm
Yeah.
not that prepared. It's like you're put on the spot,
Right.
and it's like
And
I'm
you
good
actually
under
get to
pressure.
see what you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're like going through your brain,
Yeah.
like that SpongeBob
You're like, Come on,
episode.
brain. I know you know. Yeah. It's good.
Have you ever seen that episode where his brain's like on, like everything's like set on fire in SpongeBob, and he's like going through the files?
I wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob as a child.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Well, there's
But
a
I
scene
believe. I
that
feel
you can
like I
find on
can.
YouTube.
What I know of SpongeBob, I can totally envision what you're
Yes,
describing.
and he's just like pulling all the files.
Yeah,
but, like,
yeah.
That's like an exam. But
Oh, that's gonna be me tomorrow.
oh my gosh.
I'm gonna play it cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, good thing you haven't seen the SpongeBob episode because then you'd be like, oh my
Then
god.
I'd really have this idea in my head.
gosh.
But I'm very grateful. Like all the like, Sarah and Henry have been super instructive. All the consortio has been so fascinating to get the chance to try all the wine, wines from 2016, or all these Proseccos in a flight, or all these Sagratinos to really meditate on these special regions that I don't have the financial or time freedom to often be able to do that. So it's been an amazing like microcosm of the country as a whole.
Amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mckenna, for coming on the
course.
pod, and we wish you the best of luck on the exam.
Thank you. I can't wait.
And we hope that you enjoy Verona.
I'm excited to go to Opera Wine and see Verona more.
Awesome.
I'll catch up with y'all and your friends tomorrow night.
Oh, yes, Bottega.
Good luck with that.
All right.
Goodbye. Ciao.
As always, a big grazie for hanging out with me today. Remember, you can catch me every Sunday on the Italian Wine Podcast, available anywhere you can get your pods.